Hey golf fans, this is early 1981 and welcome to round one of the Canadian Open at St George's Golf and Country Club, which is located in Toronto, Canada. Back in 2020, the Canadian Open was scheduled to be hosted here, but it was cancelled because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's have a look at the course settings. As always, we're leaving everything at default. Fairways are normal, greens are firm, the green speeds are fast, time of day is dusk, and the weather is clear. Let's have a look at the tee options. We have two options. We will be swinging from the black tees, which are playing 6,837 yards, and as always, pin set number 1. Now, thank you so much for the continued support on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It truly is appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you are enjoying the content, leave a like. So here we are on the first hole of round one of the 2022 Canadian Open, and this is a really difficult opening tee shot. I'm just going to apply a tiny bit of draw and try and turn this from right to left and find the left hand side of the fairway. There's a red fast. We are going to be on the left hand side of the hole, but it's certainly not going to be the fairway. That's heavy rough, and this is going to be a really difficult second shot now. Heavy rough is fairly punishing. I'm certainly not going to find the green. This is going to be a full draw shot. Try to turn this round the tree. Try and get it as far down the fairway as possible. There's a far superior swing time, and that is just going to leave me short of the green, and hopefully we can get up and down for the par. But I think recently the course yardage was extended to just over 7,000 yards, and it is no longer a par 70, it is a par 71. I think that was just to attract more Canadian Open events. So that's a decent recovery shot. It is going to leave me a 3-foot putt, 5-foot putt for par. Green speeds are slick, they're 187. Certainly no gimme here. There is a lot of movement in this putt. We do manage to drain that right into the centre of the cup, and we do walk away with a par. Hole number 2 is going to be a par 5. We do have wind advantage here. I'm just going to try and take this down the centre of the fairway, avoiding the hazards on the left hand side. It's a slight fast, it's not going to put me in any danger. Not what I intended, but it's worked out really well. And I think we can comfortably reach this green in 2. 3 wood's too long. I think we're going to have to go the hybrid here with full topspin. Try and land this on the fairway. And with this wind assistance, get it running up onto the dance floor. That's a tiny slow, and look how far right that ball's leaking. I think we're just going to avoid the bunker. That didn't work out anywhere near as well as I did hope. Really needed the perfect there. But let's see if I can splash this one close. Yardage is bang on. If we execute this well, may hole out for eagle, you know. This should start to turn towards the hole. It tried to, just a little bit too pacey, but it is going to guarantee my first birdie off the event, and I do move to 1 under par. My tip for last week's PGA Tour event, John Rahm didn't play particularly well, especially in the final round. But I am going to be backing Cameron Smith, the Aussie, to walk away with this week's Canadian Open. So it's another fade off the tee box here. Just try to hold on to the right hand side of the fairway. This ball should kick hard left now. And that's going to work its way all the way down to the left hand side of the fairway. Oh wow, that's brutal. We've actually ran into the light rough. So it's a very unforgiving course so far. Now let's see if we can get this one close with the sand wedge. That's a red slow. That's going to come up short right of the flagstick and leave me a tricky putt. Disappointed with that. Just not finding my rhythm so far through the first 3 holes. It's another test and putt. The greens do offer a real challenge here, especially in the first few holes. That should start to turn. Have we drained this, by the way? No, it didn't turn as much as I expected that last few feet. It's going to be another solid par, but really disappointed with my approach shot into the 3rd green there. So I will remain at 1 under par. Hole number 4 is going to be a long par 4. Downhill tee shot. We do have wind assistance once again. No. There's a laser beam perfect. 102% power. I have noticed recently I have been getting a lot more 102% powers. It's not being done intentionally on my part. So 137 yards in. I think pitch and wedge is made for this. I've got a 10 mph wind behind me. Just applying a little bit of backspin. There's a tiny fast. That really shouldn't affect me too much. This should hopefully sit down right next to the pin. It's done exactly that, and that is going to leave me a tap-in birdie opportunity from 2 feet out, which I do convert, and we do move to 2 under par.
And after that hole, you'll go down.
Very little information regarding this course. I'm sure I did play it on PGA Tour 2019, but that seems like a lifetime ago.
Oh, this one's slicing, I think.
There's another tiny slow, but I'm sure we are going to get a kick left here off the fairway, and that is going to ensure I've got nothing more than probably a pitch into the green.
Here's our second shot on this 5th hole.
But surely there's news of the upcoming game, PGA Tour 2K23, in the coming days or weeks. We're all waiting with anticipation, especially with EA Sports being delayed until next year. But that's a good outcome for me. Tiny fast, but we've played the contours of the green.
And this one's for bird.
Left myself the easier putt.
Nice.
We do pick up back-to-back bogeys. Back-to-back birdies here. And I do move to 3 under par. Hole number 6. It's a par 5. Into the wind this time. We should still reach the green in 2 here, but not with a red fast.
Not positive. Could be rough.
That is going to kick into the heavy rough. How on earth we avoided the heavy rough there? That is a member's kick if ever I've seen one. So we can still just about reach this green with the 3 wood here. Into the wind. There's a tiny slow, and with that we are going to find the bunker.
Destined for the bunker.
I was just trying to slow things down there after the red fast off the tee shot.
Setting up here now.
It's so hard to do, especially on Master. But let's see if we can play the backstop here. I'm just going to apply a little bit of backspin to this splash shot, and hopefully we can get this ball running back down towards the pin. Superb execution. I actually don't think we've got high enough up the slope. We haven't. And that is going to leave me a testing downhill putt. This one's breaking both ways. That should hold its line. It's a brilliant putt line. It's another superb birdie. With that, I do move to 4 under par. I always seem to put together a hot streak, a run of birdies, and that's exactly what we're doing here. I think 6 iron into the wind here is made for this shot. It's a tiny fast, but I want it to be on the left hand side of the flagstick. This ball should kick right, and this might actually start to turn back towards the hole. Come on, ball. No, it's not. I actually turned away from it, and look at this for a horrible putt. 30 feet out. This one's really going to swing from right to left. These greens really are a real test. That's not got the legs, has it? No, but it's a good putt. I'll take that. It's certainly going to ensure me the par save.
Good stroke.
But do not forget, I will be back on Sunday for round 4, the final round of the Canadian Open. And if the pin set 1 is as difficult as this with putts, I hate to see what pin set 4 will be like. Just try to draw my tee shot here from right to left. That is a tiny fast which I needed to avoid. Is this going to kick through the rough? It's gone out the heavy stuff. No, it's not. I'm sure we kicked out the heavy rough. It's saying we are in the heavy rough. I thought we definitely kicked through the heavy rough into the light rough. It looks like my ball's in the light rough. Wow. There's a tiny slow. This ball should kick left though. Didn't really kick left, it more kind of kicked forward, and now it's turned off to the right, but it is going to leave me a chip shot from 8 yards out. Let's try to land this past the heavy break and see if we can try and tease the hole here. It's a tiny fast. Is it going to turn? No, it stayed left due to that slight fast, but it is going to leave me a straightforward putt from 4 feet for the birdie. But these courses, the last 2 or 3 PGA Tour events, anything other than a perfect with my game style and try to be so accurate really punishes you. I think 9 iron's good here. Just going to apply a little bit of top spin. The wind is really inconsistent for this round. It's a tiny fast, but surely that's not going to affect me too
kick
much.
left.
That ball's not turning over left, so I do think we are going to run off right and onto the fringe here due to the slope in the green.
Shot on the ninth.
Very surprised that that ball didn't turn more to the left there, because I did execute a tiny fast, but let's see if we can chip this one in. That's a red fast. That's horrible. That was never getting near the hole.
Just nice and easy. Well done.
So it's going to be another par once again.
It's a safe par.
Just not feeling my rhythm yet. But like I said earlier,
Sitting at
on Master,
4
and
under for the round.
these RCRs are so difficult. It really is a fine line between a good shot and a bad shot.
Great swing on.
There's a really good tee shot. That is going to ensure I find the left-hand side of this fairway. And I don't think that's going to leave me anything more than a full wedge, maybe even a pitch into this green. 85 yards. My lob wedge is absolutely made for this. Certainly don't want to be right of the pin. I'm just going to play the slope to the left. Would rather be left of the flag stick than right off it. There's a laser beam, perfect. This should be money. This is loaded with backspin as well. This should spin all the way back towards the hole. And look at that. That is a highlight reel shot if ever I've seen one. I just love it when you see the ball zipping back when you know you've applied backspin. And that really is a fantastic birdie.
Great work. That's your 5th birdie.
That is going to put me to 5 under par.
All right, and after that, you've brought your score.
But it really is an enjoyable course.
5 under par.
It's just a pity it's not the updated version. This is the best version of the course I could find or I know about. But the newer version is a par 71, slightly longer. But there's a perfect. This ball should kick left. It's probably just going to come up a little bit short. But it is going to give me another birdie opportunity.
Okay, this
But wow, how challenging are these greens? It will be interesting watching the pros this week on the course to see if they're having to aim as far right as this for a 20-foot putt. It's a horrible putt line. I don't think that's going to even reach the hole. It's another under-hit putt. It was on a half-decent line there, but just under-hitting these putts ever so slightly, which is frustrating, especially on the fastest speeds.
Find yourself at 5 under after that one.
So hole number 12, it's another long par 4, very tight fairway here. I'm just going to try and turn this from right to left with a tiny bit of draw. We do have wind assistance here, and see, that's never a red slow. It may actually kick left. Whether or not it's going to come out the heavy rough, it's trying its best to, but no. That's one of those shots that you just know isn't a red slow. I seem to get 2 or 3 of them every round. It just seems so random. And this is now bogey territory. I'm going to have to really aim way right here due to the slope. And there's a tiny fast. See, that's me once again trying to adjust for the red slow. And it gives you a slight fast. So I just think that proves that some of the shot outcomes really are random. This is a big shot coming up here. I'm going to try and flop this. Certainly looking to land it short of the hole and let it release out. Anything past the pin, it's going to be a disaster for me. This should release. And once again, relying on my short game, which really is my strong point. But you can see why I made sure I was short of the hole. Really challenging greens here. Even these putts from 6 feet are missable, especially for me. It's a solid par save. I will remain at 5 under. And let's see if we can start getting the swing time and going here. Seems very inconsistent at the moment. There's a perfect. That ball will kick forward and right. I think I'm going to have another awkward lie at my feet here.
Setting up to be around 150 yards to the pin.
The conditions are really firm. It actually feels like I'm playing links golf. And you can tell the course certainly doesn't look like a links course. That's a tiny fast, but the slope at my feet did not move me whatsoever. That's going to fail to catch the slope I was playing for, but that slope at my feet did not move me whatsoever.
This is our 3rd shot.
And this is now going to be a challenging downhill shot. I'm just going to try and splash this, get it as close to the hole as possible, and walk away with another par. That's in, by the way. It is in. That is so fortunate because I did execute a red fast, but that just doesn't seem to affect certain shots. So I do get to 6 under par. Really had to earn this score so far. So hopefully we can turn this tee shot from right to left, find the left hand side of the fairway. There's a laser beam, perfect. I couldn't have placed this any better if I tried.
Okay, this is
These fairways really are undulating. That is a tough pin. I'm just going to try and run this up this false front, defending the green here, and see if we can set up birdie opportunity. Playing the slope in the wind, so aiming way right at the pin. There's a perfect. Has this got the legs to get up this false front? It doesn't, but once again I don't feel the slope at my feet is moving me as far left as it should.
Setting up for our third shot.
Yardage was bang on as well, but it is a chip in opportunity. Going to play this with a bit of caution as well due to the test and the greens. Should turn. Oh my goodness, we just burned the edge of the cup.
Nice chip. Fantastic.
So unlucky that didn't drop.
Okay, let's take a look at this next hole now.
I really am finding these slopes at my feet very inconsistent.
That will keep you
sometimes they move you, sometimes they don't. It's part of the game, it's part of golf. And I'm just looking to draw this against the wind here and hopefully get this 7-iron as close to the pin as possible. I think we'll still find this slope that I played for despite that tiny fast. This should start to filter down towards the hole. It's trying its best and that has worked out really, really well. It's left me a 10-foot putt for birdie. Slightly downhill. This should turn from right to left. That should start to turn. Wow, that didn't really turn whatsoever. You could argue that I played it too firm.
This one's for par.
But look at the slope some of these pins are on. This course does really offer an extreme test.
This putt's good so far.
It's a good putt for the par, but missing too many birdie opportunities at times on these greens.
In at 6 under par.
Like I say,
good luck here on
it's certainly a challenging course. Now, you've got options here. I don't think the right hand side, the left hand side, it's not going to be the intended fairway for this hole, but I'm going to try and play it. Huge fade shot there, looks good in the air, and that is going to leave me nothing more than a full wedge into this green.
That was good.
113 yards, down 12 feet, 5-mile-per-hour wind behind me here. Sam wedge is just made for this. I don't even need to touch this really. A little bit of backspin due to the firm conditions. It's tiny slow, but I think it is going to land on the green.
We can get a kick left, it'd be nice.
I really needed the perfect there. That slow just leaking me to the right and ensuring I come up a little bit short. I do have an uphill putt. Let's see if I can start converting some of these putts that are double digits. That's not got the legs. It's another putt of underhit. It was a really good read. It was up 5 inches. Just didn't give it enough welly. I'm really enjoying the challenge and the layout of this course. I'm just in between clubs here. Let's actually have a look at the yardage book. Certainly don't want to come up short off the flag due to that slope. It's going to have to be the pitching wedge. I am going to apply a lot of loft and a lot of backspin here and just see if I can get this landing as close to the pin as possible. I do pull off the perfect. It's tracking well, needs to get down though. It should sit down pretty quickly. Certainly going to give me an opportunity for birdie here. But as you can see, there's no easy putt on this course. This ball should hopefully turn. I've got the weight. Have we got the read? We have got the read, and that is a really good birdie. It is going to put me to 7 under par as we move on to the final hole of round 1. It's a long par 5 into this wind. Let's see if we can take this down the left centre off the fairway. It's a baby fast. That's going to work out really well. I don't think I'll reach this green in 2. It will depend on the pin position, but it looks like it's at the back of the left hand side. That is a tough pin. Look at that green. We're going to try and get there. It's a baby fast. And see, this time the slope really moved me there. And it wasn't even a red slope. So I am going to miss the green altogether. Sadly, it's the heavy rough.
Third shot.
Let's see if we can get this one close. I'm looking to land this short off the flag and just let it release out ever so slightly. Awkward slope at my feet. Superb execution. I couldn't have played that any better really, other than it going in for the eagle. Hopefully I can convert this 3-foot putt. That is going to put me at 8 under par for round number 1. But what a fantastic course. Really enjoyed the challenge. But that is it for today's video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And until the next video, take care, peace out, and love you all. Bye.
We'll see you next time.